every once in a while, the tech world has a week so chaotic, so dramatic, and so utterly unpredictable that it feels more like a season finale than actual news. This was one of those weeks. In just a few days, Humanoid Robotics split into two completely different universes. One where China kept firing out breakthroughs like it was speed-running the future, and another where Russia introduced its first AI-powered humanoid and watched it immediately fall flat on its face. Literally. As if that wasn't enough, the CEOs of two major American robotics companies then launched into a full-blown online fight that had the entire industry watching like it was a Netflix drama. So, let's break it down, because this week changed the robotics landscape in a way that nobody saw coming. Mindon turns the Unitree G1 into a real home assistant. The whole roller coaster began with a video that exploded across the internet. Mindon took Unitree's already impressive G1 humanoid, a machine loaded with 23 degrees of freedom, depth cameras, 3D LiDAR, and force-sensitive control, and did something nobody expected. Instead of placing it in a polished lab with choreographed pre-recorded moves, they tossed it into what looked like an actual home. Not a fake showroom, a real living space with unpredictable layouts, real furniture, fragile plants, messy rooms, and even kids running around. And then the magic happened. The robot didn't just walk to a window, it positioned its fingers, pulled the curtains with smooth, continuous motion, and transitioned into its next task as if the actions were part of one long, natural thought. In another moment, it carefully inspected plants, adjusted its grip to avoid crushing them, and watered them without spilling a drop. Then it moved into office-style tasks, shifting light packages with just enough strength to maintain balance while planning each step with surprising stability. The most shocking part was the textile handling, historically the Achilles heel of humanoids. Yet the G1 pulled sheets off a bed, shook them out, flattened them neatly, and navigated around furniture without that stiff, jerky posture that usually screams, robot. Even when a child appeared in the demo, the G1's movements stayed soft, controlled, and predictable, hinting at a carefully tuned safety system designed for real environments. Mindon hasn't revealed exactly how they trained this behavior, but the smooth transitions suggest heavy use of environmental generalization rather than memorized animations. That's important, because real homes are chaotic. If a robot freezes every time something isn't exactly where it expects it to be, it's useless. What Mindon showed looked like the closest thing yet to a humanoid that could actually live in your house without terrifying the family. Unitree's G1D, the industrial speed demon. While Mindon's demo was going viral, Unitree dropped an announcement that took things in a very different direction. Enter the G1D, a humanoid built not for homes, but for pure industrial speed and non-stop labor. This machine comes in two versions, one that stands in place like a robotic workstation, and another that moves on wheels using a differential drive system. The wheeled version can reach a brisk 1.5 meters per second, fast enough to operate in real logistics environments instead of slowly tiptoeing around obstacles. The robot stands between roughly 1.25 and 1.67 meters tall, weighs up to 80 kilograms, and packs powerful arms with 7 degrees of freedom. Each arm can lift around 3 kilograms with precision, and the waist offers an impressive range of motion that allows it to reach nearly 2 meters vertically, ideal for high shelves or overhead tasks. The vision system is equally sophisticated, with high-definition binocular cameras on the head and additional cameras on each wrist, giving the robot multiple viewpoints for inspections and manipulation tasks. The G1D's end effectors are interchangeable, ranging from simple 2-finger grippers to fully dexterous 5-finger hands capable of delicate operations. Inside, the flagship model carries an NVIDIA Jetson system delivering around 100 TOPS of AI compute, enough for advanced onboard decision-making. With up to 6 hours of battery life, the G1D can realistically survive a work shift. What really sets Unitree apart, though, is the software platform they launched with the robot, a full environment for data collection, simulation, training, and deployment. They're aiming to make the G1D not just a worker, but a data generator for entire AI workflows. Russia's Adall debut, a robotic faceplant, goes viral. Just as China was dazzling the world, Russia attempted to introduce its first AI-powered humanoid, Adall. What happened next spread across the internet faster than the demo team could hide the evidence. During the robot's grand debut, complete with dramatic Rocky theme music, Adall stepped onto the stage, lost balance, and crashed to the floor with pieces visibly falling off. Staff rushed in, panic clearly setting in, and dragged the robot away behind a screen like a failed magician's assistant. According to its developers, Adall uses mostly Russian-made components, features 19 servo motors, and even displays micro-expressions through silicone skin. It supposedly runs on a 48-volt battery that offers up to 6 hours of operation. The company blamed the fall on calibration issues and insisted the robot is still in a testing phase. But criticism came in fast, with many asking why such an unfinished machine was presented at a major event. In a week where Chinese robots were gracefully folding sheets, Russia's debut became an instant meme. UBTech quietly becomes the first company to deploy humanoids at scale. Amid the viral chaos, UBTech delivered what might be the most important development of the entire week: confirmation that hundreds of Walker S2 humanoids have already been shipped to real industrial facilities across China. This marks one of the first genuine mass deployments in humanoid robotics. Not flashy demos, not pilot units, but full-scale industrial adoption. Demand skyrocketed throughout 2025, reaching around $113 million in orders. Massive deals from multiple provinces and major companies fueled this surge, and UBTech expects to deliver roughly 500 units by the end of December. Automakers like BYD, Geely, Volkswagen, Dongfeng, Li Auto, and Foxconn are leading the adoption wave, integrating these robots into logistics and manufacturing pipelines. One of the Walker S2's most impressive features is its autonomous battery swapping system. Instead of shutting down and waiting for a human to help, the robot simply removes its own battery, installs a new one, and keeps working, eliminating downtime almost entirely. UBTech's financial momentum backs up its technological progress, with revenue growing by over 27%, gross profits climbing significantly, and losses narrowing dramatically. Its stock soared more than 150% this year, and analysts from Citi and JP Morgan still expect it to rise further. The humanoid CEO feud that shocked the industry. Just when the week couldn't get any stranger, a fierce online feud erupted between Brett Adcock, the CEO of Figure, and Agility Robotics, makers of the Digit humanoid. It started when Adcock commented on a video of UBTech's robots, implying that some units looked staged or non-functional. This sparked an immediate reaction from the robotics community. Adcock then claimed that Figure's humanoid had been working on BMW's production line for 5 months straight. Agility fired back with a sarcastic joke comparing his claim to inventing lemon water. The exchange escalated quickly. Adcock responded by predicting that Agility would go bankrupt within a year. Other robotics leaders stepped in, urging kindness and perspective, but the argument continued, filled with memes, GIFs, and even a Sopranos reference from Adcock telling Agility to come heavy or not at all. It was dramatic, messy, and wildly entertaining, and a clear sign of how competitive the humanoid robotics race has become. A new era of robotics has arrived. This week showcased the full spectrum of humanoid robotics. China pushing out breakthroughs at a dizzying pace, Russia struggling to find its footing, UBTech proving that mass deployment is already happening, and American companies battling each other with memes and threats instead of metal and circuits. It was chaotic, impressive, embarrassing, and exciting all at once. And if this is where the field stands today, the next few years are going to be even more explosive. The future of general-purpose robotics isn't coming. It's already here, and it's arriving faster than anyone expected. And that wraps up this wild week in humanoid robotics. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into the future of AI robots and next-gen tech, make sure you hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which robot impressed you the most this week? Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.